So transfer of cases. Transfer of cases under this refers to moving a criminal case or appeal from one court to another court within the same jurisdiction or to different jurisdiction. So the Bnss contains the provisions that empowered the higher judicial authorities to transfer cases and appeal under specific circumstances to ensure fair trial, uphold the principles of justice and promote convenience of the parties involved in the litigation. I will give you one example in the case in which the cases are transferred. For example, I have filed a case against you and you have also filed a case against me. So there is a case plus counter case. Okay. So in that case, one case is going on in different court and the another case is going on in different court. So in that case, you will request the district judge within a district, the principal district and session judge. You will file a petition to transfer both the cases to a same court so that both the cases are tried together. Okay. Now section 446 to 452, which outlines the rules and procedure for transferring criminal proceedings. Please underline. Now section 446 of the Bnss grants the Supreme Court. So this only grants the Supreme Court the discretionary power to transfer cases and appeal. So 446 is only applicable to Supreme Court cases. Please underline. So this broad discretionary power allows the Supreme Court to transfer any case or appeal to High Court of any other state in the country to uphold the principles of justice and natural justice. Same thing. In the case of Suman Gambhir versus State of Rajasthan, the complainant and the accused based in Delhi, the civil suit between them was pending in Delhi and the state has no objection to transferring the case from Rajasthan to Delhi. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the power of the Supreme Court. I will give you one recent example also. There was a 498 case going in Delhi. Okay. Since the boy stays in Delhi, the case he filed the girl filed the 498 case in Delhi, but the girl resides at Ranchi. Okay, so in that case, the Supreme Court on its own motion transferred the case to Ranchi so that very less inconvenience will be caused to the girl. Okay, now.
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a condition that the girl has to manage the two kids who are studying in Ranchi. This is the condition. Okay, so whenever the transfer of cases happen, it happens with certain conditions or certain liabilities. Okay, because of certain liabilities it happens. Now in the case of Vishwanath Gupta and others versus State of Uttaranchal and others, transfer petition of 2004 criminal number 254-255 along with number 89 of 2005. The Supreme Court held that the petitioners sought the transfer of cases in CRPC based on their inability to engage the defendant's lawyer. The concerned court did not permit the district collector association when an affidavit was submitted that the petitioner have been provided with a legal counsel. So this is not a defense. In the case of Sukhdev Singh Sodhi versus the Chief Justice and judges of PEPSU High Court, the Supreme Court clarified that the power to transfer the cases to Supreme Court does not extend to transfer of any pending contempt cases in the High Court. So if there is any contempt cases, contempt means you have done something against the court. Court has ordered you something and you have done something against the court which the court would not like. So you have done a contempt of court. So in that cases, the Supreme Court will not transfer the case. Now 447, please underline the power of High Court to transfer the cases and appeal. So 447 of Bnss confers the power on the High Court to transfer cases and appeal. The circumstances in which the High Court may order the transfer of cases or appeal are as follows. First is, so where the High Court is satisfied, please make it point wise so that it will be easy for you to learn. When the High Court is satisfied that the right to fair and impartial hearing guaranteed under 21 of Indian Constitution cannot be ensured if the subordinate court try the case. So when there is extraordinary difficulty related to the questions involved in the case before the goes, means the court is there is extraordinary difficulty for the court to handle the matter. When the transfer of appeal or cases is necessary due to any provisions under the CRPC. So when the transfer order is for general convenience of the parties or the witnesses involved in the lawsuit. So in all these cases the cases will be transferred. Here in case of CRPC you please write Bnss. Okay, slight you have to make changes because sometimes even they don't make change and we use that only, but when we read we have to make those changes. Now Pal Singh and others versus CBI. So the Supreme Court stated that a criminal case or appeal may be transferred from one district to another within the same jurisdiction. Please underline.
Yes, sir.
There is no provisions for interstate transfer of cases in CRPC. Additionally, when a case in its final stage of trial and most witnesses have already been examined, a transfer may not be appropriate. For example, a case is going on. Okay, what are the process of the case? First, you will file a case. Inquiry witnesses will be called off. Then the magistrate will take the cognizance of the offence. After taking the cognizance of offence, the accused person will be sent summon. He will be asked to appear to the court. If he will not appear, then a warrant will be sent and the police officers will bring him to the court. And after this, charge will be framed against him. If he files a discharge petition, then that will be also heard. Otherwise, charge will be framed. After framing of charges, the witnesses from both sides will be called and they will be examined. And at this stage, the transfer will not be allowed because most of the work is done by the court. Now it cannot be transferred. Now section 448. The power of session judge to transfer cases and appeals. Session judge means at a district level. Please make a note somewhere. Session judge is always at a particular district level.
Sir.
Section 448 of Bnss empowers the session judge to transfer cases and appeal within their session division if they deem appropriate in the interest of justice. Now subsection 1 states that the session judge can transfer the cases under Bnss from one criminal court to another criminal court within the jurisdiction of the session division to serve the end of justice. Subsection 2 provides instances when the session judge can transfer cases under Bnss. These include cases when the report is filed by the lower court requesting the transfer of cases where the interested party or the court files an application for transfer at its own discretion. So there are two things. First, interested party is filing to the court, and second, the court at its own discretion. Please underline. Now section 449, withdrawal of cases and appeals by the session judge. So the session judge can withdraw or transfer a case or appeal from the assistant session judge or chief judicial magistrate under their own authority. However, in the cases of an additional session judge, this can only be done if the trial has not commenced. I have already told you what is the process of the trial. If the trial starts, then the court has to try the matter. The session judge may choose to try the matter or appeal in their court or transfer it to any other court as per the provisions of this code. So in the case of Subhatra Pal versus Ratna Gop, the Agartala bench of Guwahati High Court stated that if a case or appeal is withdrawn from the court of an additional session judge, the session judge must report to the High Court when the trial proceedings have commenced. The report should include the reasons of such withdrawal under section 447 subclause 2 of Bnss. Now withdrawal of cases from judicial magistrate. So the chief judicial magistrate has the power to withdraw or recall any pending cases before the magistrate under their authority. You please understand, CJM is a very powerful post. Chief judicial magistrate is a very powerful post. Okay. The chief judicial magistrate can then refer the case to another magistrate who is competent to try and hear the matter. Now withdrawal of cases from executive magistrate. So section 451 of CRPC, here it will be BNSS, empowers the executive magistrate to withdraw or recall any pending cases before the subordinate magistrate. The executive magistrate can either dispose the proceeding in the court or transfer the case to any other subordinate magistrate who is competent to deal it. So they can even transfer those cases with a competent magistrate who has the power to deal with the matter. These provisions gives the executive magistrate the flexibility to handle cases in most appropriate manner based upon the circumstances and requirement of the situations.